I guess we'll drop the mag, make sure it's empty. But see, after even only about, I don't know what that was, 20, 30 shots, it just gets annoying to always tighten this just to, you know, so this doesn't fall off and you shoot it potentially. So that's the thing I don't kind of like, but it definitely feels like there's a lot more recoil just because it's all polymer besides the slide itself. Granted, I also haven't shot this thing in months and months, so just the kind of the habits I did pick up initially when I did shoot this a lot are probably gone just with, you know, not shooting as much over the winter. So we'll load up a few more mags and we'll just do a little bit more shooting. But yeah, I guess overall I think the rest of this video is just gonna be some more shooting. But for my very first handgun, I really love this, but I think there's just better options. Obviously this is a DR920 Elite, so I would consider this more of a range firearm and just practicing. But ideally, I really, you know, between the two, you're gonna spend upwards to the same amount. Like I believe, you know, the firearm itself at the time was 11. The Delta Point was 350, 400. I don't know if they had a sale. And then your TLR 8, which is a laser light combo. You know, 8 months ago, I would have just bought a flashlight. So if you are kind of looking at that, I guess that's one tip is you're never really going to use a laser, you know, practically. I think a flashlight, it has more utility, especially, you know, if you are going to CCW, you know, that said firearm. I don't know how much money you're saving between the two. I do know you save weight, you know, if that is your CCW, like on the X Macro. I would only buy a flashlight, you know, when you do carry in not as well lit places, you kind of have that tool to use if you needed to obviously defend life. But if you're kind of on the fence on buying a Glock or a Shadow Systems, if you had the extra funds, I would just kind of go with the Shadow Systems. There's probably two big reasons I would kind of choose a Shadow Systems over a Glock, and I think I talked about that in the previous video a long time ago. I'll try linking it somewhere above, but there are two big reasons. One is going to be the trigger. The trigger is a lot better, obviously, on the Shadow Systems, and the second one being is the beaver tail. I think the beaver tail on this is incredibly better than your standard Glock. So compared to your standard Glock, just look how high up that goes. Hopefully you can see it from the there's a little bit of white background, but hopefully you can just kind of see how bigger that lip is of that beaver tail, and it really does make a difference when you're bringing it out to draw and when your wrist is kind of eating that recoil. So you know, there's so many probably comparison videos between Shadow Systems and your typical Glocks, but I guess if you're on a budget, I know I have a friend, I won't name him, but he bought a Glock and he kind of regretted it. He wished he probably just went with the Shadow Systems or the X Macro, just paying a little bit more, getting, you know, a little bit smaller firearm with more round capacity and just easier to conceal. But, you know, each to their own. Everyone has different goals with their firearm, what they're trying to achieve. But yeah, we're just going to kind of do an update on this firearm and the things I kind of love about it and the things I don't love about it. But one thing that I really don't enjoy about it right now, and obviously buyer, it's on the buyer, so me, is the threaded barrel. The chances I'm ever actually going to thread this firearm or put a suppressor or a muzzle brake or anything like that is very low. And honestly, I just don't like it because this little rubber thing right here, you always need it on, and over time, you know, it goes bad and it just gets chewed up from always taking off this thread, this threaded right here. And it's just probably the one thing I don't really like about this firearm. But the Cerakote on the barrel, that giving it that beautiful bronze, is still very good. I really do love the serrations, the stippling, excuse me, the stippling on this. This is still the default or your standard stippling that comes with the firearm. I didn't change it. I really like how it feels and the way it kind of feels with my wrist holding everything. What else? I really like that. Obviously it's MOS, so you know, like some Glocks you have to pay a little bit more, and all Shadow Systems come standard with MOS, so I really just like that feature. I think shooting with an optic is just, you know, if you're gonna conceal and stuff, is more ideal and stuff. But enough talking. I want to just thank you guys for watching the video, subscribing, and I apologize for my lack of posting. I think I kind of went to explanation in the last video, but it was just kind of really cold here, and my camera equipment would die within like 10-15 minutes. It just wasn't worth the struggle to try to come out here and deal with the cold. So we're finally seeing warmer temperatures here, so expect probably back on that schedule of like once a week, or maybe I'll try getting twice a week in. But besides that, thank you guys. If you're new here, feel free to comment, subscribe. Obviously means the world to me. I guess I just want to end the video with thank you so much for watching, subscribing, comment down below, and obviously most importantly, just remember to kind of get out there and train. I know we all get busy, and obviously we all have things to kind of do, but it's also important to train and practice a skill, and you know that we're able to practice and have the freedom to you know, train and be able to defend our lives and anyone else's lives that come in danger. So that's just kind of thing I wanted to wrap up with, is just make sure, obviously I could not during the cold, it just wasn't going to be feasible. So just remember to get out there and train, and to just make sure we practice our Second Amendment. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.